back to my channel Tutelage, a guide to economics. Hope you are doing well. Here this is Tripona. In my previous session we have already described the another part of elasticity, which includes the cross price elasticity and the concept of substitute and the complementary goods and their graphical representations and importance of the cross price elasticity too. So today we will explain another part of elasticity, which includes the elasticity of supply. If you have missed my last session, please go through these previous session link, which is given in my description box and my first comment also. So learner, let's check what subtopics we'll discuss for today. So go to the next slide. Here this is the next slide and we can see there are some subtopics for today's session. The first one is concept of elasticity of supply, the second one is types of elasticity of supply, and third one, that is importance of elasticity of supply and their graphical representations. So time is too precious, do not waste any time. Let's start the session and move on the next slide. Now, this is the next slide that indicates the elasticity of supply concept. We have already described the elasticity of demand and their importance, their types and etc. So now we will explain the another important concept, that is elasticity of supply and their types and their graphical representations also. So learner, do you remember what do you mean by elasticity of demand? So elasticity of demand refers to the degree to which quantity demanded responds to a change in another economic factor or the demand determinants like price of the product, price of the other related products, taste and preferences and income level also. So it is a measure of how sensitive the quantity demanded is to its price. Okay. So now we will explain the elasticity of supply. So now going to the definition. So elasticity of supply refers to the degree to which, not demand, that is supply. This is a minor mistake of mine. So it refers to the degree to which response to a change in another economic factor, that means supply determinants like price of the product, price of the other related products, price of the joint products, number of sellers and the income of the consumer also. So elasticity of supply measures how quantity supply shifts when other economic factors change. Okay. So now going to the formula of the elasticity of supply. So here this is the formula. So percentage change in quantity supplied divided by percentage change in price. This is the basic differences between the elasticity of supply and elasticity of demand. So for elasticity of demand, the formula is percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price, and whereas the elasticity supply formula is percentage change in quantity supplied. This is the basic differences. For elasticity of demand, we can use the quantity demanded, and for the elasticity of supply, we can use the word quantity supplied. Clear? So now we are going to the next slide. So here this is the next slide where we can see the price elasticity of supply. We have already discussed the price elasticity of demand, and which is the degree of responsiveness is in quantity demanded due to only change in price. Okay. So for price elasticity of supply is the degree of responsiveness in quantity supplied. That is the basic differences between price elasticity demand and of supply. Okay. So price elasticity of supply is the degree of responsiveness in quantity supplied due to the change in only price of the own product. Clear? So now we are going to the formula. So price elasticity of supply equals to percentage change in quantity supplied divided by percentage change in price. And we can See, PES, that means price elasticity of supply, equals to delta. Delta means changes. Okay, so delta Q by delta P into P1 by Q1. But how it will come? So the explanation is okay. So change in quantity supplied, that means delta Q divided by delta QS divided by Q into 100 divided by change in price, that means delta P divided by P into 100. So 100 cancel out, same thing as price elasticity of demand. So rest is delta QS by Q, delta QS by Q into P by delta P. So we can write delta Q by delta P into P by Q. That means P1 by Q1. Clear? So now we are going to the next slide. Here we can see the types of elasticity of supply, and here there are 5 types of elasticity of supply as elasticity of demand concept also. So the first one is perfectly elastic supply, the second one is perfectly inelastic supply, third one is relatively elastic, fourth one is relatively inelastic, and fifth one is unitary elastic supply. So now we will move on the next slide for the explanation of their different types and their graphical representation also. So now move on the next slide. Here this is the new slide for infinite elastic or perfectly elastic and zero elastic or perfectly inelastic supply curve. So at first we have to discuss the infinite elastic supply curve. So now come to the definition. So when there is no change in price but quantity supplied changes, it is known as the infinite elastic or perfectly elastic concept. Okay, elastic supply curve. So we all know that what is the formula of the price elasticity of supply. So price elasticity of supply is percentage change in quantity supply divided by percentage change in price. And here we can see there is no change in price, that means percentage change in price equals to 0, and only quantity supplied changes, that means percentage change in quantity supplied we assume that is equals to 1. So PES or price elasticity of supply equals to 1 divided by 0, that means infinite. Clear? And here we can see the infinite elastic or perfectly elastic supply curve is parallel to the x-axis or the horizontal axis. So I think it is more clear when we are using a graphical representation of it. So now we will go to the next slide. So here this is the next slide, and we can see price is measured in the vertical axis and quantity supplied is measured in the horizontal axis, and S1 is the infinite elastic supply curve. So in that case price elasticity of supply equals to infinite because 1 divided by 0. So in the definition we can see there is no change in price, that means price is fixed. So here price is fixed, only quantity amount of quantity supplied changes. Clear? So that's why the supply curve is parallel to the x-axis or the horizontal axis. Now we will go to the next type, that is zero elastic or perfectly inelastic supply curve. So now come to the definition. So when there is no change in quantity supplied but only price changes. Okay, so for this case we assume that percentage change in quantity supplied is 0 and the percentage change in price equals to 1. So PES equals to percentage change in quantity supplied, that means 0 divided by 1, that means equals to 0. So that's why the supply curve is parallel to the y-axis or the vertical axis. I think it is more clear when we are using the graphical representation of it also. So now we will move on the next slide. So here we can see S2 is the zero elastic or perfectly inelastic supply curve, and here we can see amount of quantity supplied is fixed, only price level changes. Clear? So when there is no change in quantity supplied, only price changes, this situation is known as the zero elastic or perfectly inelastic supply curve. Okay, so now we will go to the next slide. So here this is the next slide, and here we can see the another two types of price elasticity of supply. The first one is relatively elastic and the second one is relatively inelastic. So at first we have to explain the relatively elastic supply curve concept. So when percentage change in quantity supplied is more than the percentage change in price, so supply curve will be flatter as in S3. So that's why price elasticity of supply is greater than 1. So for the relatively elastic case, price elasticity of supply equals to is greater than 1. So in mathematically we assume that the percentage change in quantity supplied is 3, okay, and percentage change in price equals to 1. That means PES 3 divided by 1, so which is greater than 1 obviously. And now we will go to the next slide for the graphical representation of it. So here this is the next slide, and again we can see price is measured in the vertical axis and quantity supplied is measured in the horizontal axis, and S3 is a relatively elastic supply curve. Here we can draw, this is P1 and this is Q1, and price increases. This is P from P1 to P2. Quantity supplied also increases from Q1 to Q2, but the amount of price changes is smaller than the amount of quantity supplied changes. So we can see in the definition when percentage change in quantity supplied is greater than the percentage change in price, which is known as the relatively elastic supply curve. I think it is clear to everyone. So now we will go to the next type, that is relatively inelastic supply curve concept. So when percentage change in quantity supplied is is smaller than the percentage change in price. Okay, so in mathematically for simplicity we assume percentage change in quantity supplied is 1 and the percentage change in price equals to 3. So that means price elasticity of supply equals to 1 divided by 3, which is less than 1. And now we will go to the next slide for the graphical representation also. So S4 indicates the price elasticity of supply is smaller than, is the lower than 1, and it is a relatively inelastic supply curve. So here we can see at P1, so quantity supplied is Q1, and when price level increases from P1 to P2, so quantity supplied also increases, because supply curve indicates always a positive relationship between a price of the commodity and quantity supplied of the particular commodity. So that's why both are increases, but the amount of increase in price is greater than the amount of increase in quantity supplied. Clear? So which is greater than quantity. So that's why the price elasticity of supply is less than 1. I think it is clear. Okay. So now we will move on the next slide. So here this is the next slide, and we can see the last type of price elasticity of supply, that is unitary elastic supply curve concept. So when percentage change in quantity supplied is equal to the percentage change in price. For mathematically we can assume both equals to 1. So PES means 1 by 1, that means 1 obviously. So that's why price elasticity of supply for unitary elastic concept, which is equals to 1. Clear? So now going to the next slide for graphical representation of the unitary elastic supply curve concept. So here this is the graphical representation of unitary elastic supply curve concept, and price is measured in the vertical axis and quantity supplied is always measured in the horizontal axis, and S5 is the unitary elastic supply curve which pass through the origin obviously, and price elasticity of supply equals to 1 because the amount of change in price and the amount of percentage change in quantity supplied both are equal in this particular case. So here we can see with graphical representation. So for P1 quantity supplied is Q1, for P2 quantity supplied is Q2, but both change in quantity supplied and price are equal in this case. I think it is clear. So now we will move on the next slide. Here this is the next slide, and which indicates the determinants of the price elasticity of supply. So there we can see there are 5 determinants of price elasticity of supply here. So like price elasticity of demand, it is dependent on many factors, but we will mention only 5 important determinants which generally affect the price elasticity of supply. The first point, that is the time period. So in the short run, supply is more or less inelastic in the short run. Okay, why? Because there are many factors which producers cannot be vary in the short run. But when it is in the long run, the supply is elastic because there are many variables. Producers have many variable factors. Clear? So now we will move on the next determinant, that is the productive capacity. So today we all know that most of the goods are mass produced, and most of these factories are working to their optimum level also, and hence if supply or productive capacity has to be increases, that means for a while the capacity or the production amount is stagnant. Okay, so after certain period it increases or decreases. Clear? So those products have capacity can be easily added or reduced their quantity. So these have elastic supply. Clear? And those products where capacity cannot be easily added or reduced, these have inelastic supply. Clear? Now we are moving the next point, that is size of the firm. Okay. So, size of the firm is obviously one of the most important determinant of price elasticity of supply. So, if infrastructure facility is available for expanding output of a particular good in response to a rise in price, so the supply is more elastic. When infrastructure is good, when size of the firm is good for their production, for their productivity of the good, or services, and when size of the firm, their infrastructure facility is not good, so supply is inelastic. Clear? Now going to the next point, that is mobility of factors of production. So at first, learner, do you have any idea what do you mean by a mobility? So mobility means moving resources from one to another. Resources or factors, both are same. Clear? So if factors or resources of the production or raw materials of the production can be easily moved from one use to another, so it affects elasticity of supply. So higher mobility, that indicates the supply is more elastic. And vice versa is always true. That means lower the mobility indicates the lower is the elasticity. That means inelastic. Clear? So now we will move on the next determinant, that is ease of inventory. And ease of inventory is a very one of the very important determinants of price elasticity of demand also, because when goods can be stored easily, so so that's why demand increases and supply is the supply is elastic when the good storage storage system is good in condition, and when their storing capacity or storing production capacity is in bad condition, that indicates inelastic supply. I think it is clear to everyone. Now we will move on the next slide. And here we can see another important topic of price elasticity of supply. Okay, so this is the importance of price elasticity of supply, and why we are using the price elasticity of supply. And so now going to the explanation. So basically, price elasticity of supply measures the responsiveness of a change in quantity supplied to a change in price, and both are positively related to each other because supply curve is positively sloped curve. And if firms increases their price of the product, so firms find more production for the profit, so there is an increase in price, so that leads to higher supply, that means to higher productive capacity also, and firm will wish to try and make supply more elastic because they can respond to an increased demand. When demand increases, firm will know if it can meet the increased demand with or without the changing price. When supply is elastic, demand is made without increasing the price, and when supply is inelastic, demand is made only with a sharp increase in price. And firm will always, and that's why firm will invest in spare capacity, paying workers overtime, hiring more workers for a mass amount of production, will improve their productive efficiency and good management techniques also. So that's why price elasticity of demand is one of the most important topic of economics. So we are done for today's session. I think it is clear to everyone. So in this session we have already described the price elasticity of supply, their types, their graphical representations, their determinants and importance. Okay, so if you have any questions, so please feel free to ask. I will come back again a super duper exciting topic on economics, and Till then, stay tuned, but not the least, please like, share, comment on the videos and do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.